These events aren't supposed to like make you money, but they can get you in the door
They
to
get you in the
connect you
door.
with certain people, and it can get you into having certain brand partnerships.
Welcome to Leaf Notes, the podcast that helps your business take root and grow. I'm Adrienne Marshall, seasoned business owner and speaker.
And I'm Sydney Mafuka, artist, illustrator, and small business owner.
Join us each week as we take you on a journey through the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. We'll dive into everything from social media strategy to protecting your business.
We'll even answer your burning questions such as, do I need a business plan? Should I form an LLC? Where should I promote my business? And so much more.
Together with our guests, we'll break down these topics into actionable steps, helping you build the business of your dreams.
So whether you're just starting or you're looking to scale, we got you covered.
So go grab your notebooks, your favorite beverage, and cozy up to receive practical insights and inspiration here on Leaf Notes. Let's go make your business dreams a reality. We should do this more often, having our next episode right after our guest.
Yes.
Because it's so cool because the thoughts are so fresh.
I have things I want to share.
Go ahead and start.
Guys, first of all, go watch the other podcast with Adrienne.
It's so good.
She's a beautiful person with a beautiful story, with a beautiful business.
And a beautiful smile.
And a beautiful smile. Got it all cheesing.
Yes.
But
it was so good.
It was really, really, really good. And I feel really
inspired
just by her story.
You know, so what parts really stood out to you so much?
There's so much, like,
I know.
So there was so much that stood out about her and her background. I don't know how. It's so funny. I feel like the most positive people, the most resilient people, are people who went through the most not so positive background, you know? So I think I have this higher admiration for her based on what she's been through, the things she's been able to tackle and handle, and how that reflects in the person she is today.
Yeah, a lot of that. And you know what really got me too? I mean, she was just really real. I appreciate her transparency so much, but me as a planner, I could feel that, you know, how she thought she was done with the kid raising and rearing and like she's about to live and having it all planned out and all mapped out, and then to just be thrust into this new phase of life due to no fault of her own, and having to deal with those emotions, process the resentment, and wondering if I should have done anything differently, and then realizing that it is my choice, and it's having to tease apart all that emotion. I really, really get.
I think first there's a couple points. I feel like you and her have some parallels a little bit, except like you had the choice to have another to start over.
Right.
Just think about it.
Right.
Like, I was 16. Hannah was 12. So we're, you were also at the end of it. You know what I mean? And then you decided, I'm gonna start over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can imagine, of course, it's completely different because like there's a whole nother reason. Your reasonings are different, right? Yeah. But there is this psychological effect of just starting over when you've already done things before and realizing, wow, I can still be, I don't know, but me imagining I could still be better.
Yeah.
And realizing how much you've evolved, because she says that she even mentioned like she's a better mom to her granddaughter.
Yeah.
And that's just all from time and growth over time. You know what I mean?
And you've said some of those things about me too, you know. And it's so true because when we decided to have Alex, so I'm divorced and I got remarried. I didn't really want to get remarried. I thought we was going out on a date to watch the Duke UNC game. And here I am 11 years later with a whole 9-year-old. So yeah, that wasn't my intent. And I did not want to get married. I made it very clear to him. But life just finds a way. And I definitely didn't want to have, I had my list. So ladies, with your list, because I had my list of what I wanted, who I was, and none of those were my husband, so he's very handsome. None of those were on my list. I thought he was older than he was. I was hoping that he already had kids because I thought he was older than he was. I didn't want to get married. I didn't want that kind of pressure. And then here we are. But I'm better for it. And I feel like she would say the same thing, but I do have those moments that she was saying too, where you just got to run away from it. Like me, I'm in the bath. Like, how long is she gonna be in the bathtub? Is she drowning?
Or even on your solo vacation.
Or my solo vacation. I'm good for a solo vacation.
Or in your garden. There's certain things that you do that I think
it's my getaway.
Bring you balance.
Yeah.
And is your little getaway.
It's my little getaway.
And it's kind of a lesson to everyone, whether you have kids or not, to find that little getaway for yourself, right? And to allow yourself space to feel what you need to feel, to just be and to just exist. And I think that's important in every stage of life.
And I thought it was really good too when she was talking about how her husband's helping, but he's not helping.
Yeah.
Right. And it's so true. They don't know people, your friends, your family, they genuinely care for you the vast majority of the time. And they're trying to help or give you what you need, but to lack of communication or lack of understanding, they may be, as my former boss used to say, they may be inflicting help on you, because you're not asking because everybody receives love in a different way. Everybody receives help in a different way. Like, I remember my husband, I love him so much. It's not even remember, he does this all the time. He's getting better at it. But he'll come home and because his love language words of affirmation. So he'll just shower me with all the words.
Because he loves you so much.
He loves me so much. He'll shower me with all the words. But then I'll ask him to go do something like, oh, can you pick up Alex? And it's like in the same breath. Oh, can you go pick up Alex? Or can you empty the dishwasher? Can you do this? And it's like, but you just said that you love me more than anything, but it's how we express and how we receive love that's different.
Because for you, it's acts of service.
It's acts of service.
So of course, for you, you're gonna be like, well, if you really love me,
then this thing,
act on it. Let me see it through your actions.
Like you just said it.
But for him, it's like he just wants you to be like, I love you too.
Right.
You're my whole world too.
Right.
And like, I guess it's always about finding balance between the two.
Yeah.
There was this one sermon from our church, right, that I'll always remember. And it's one of the points was to remember to ask, how can I help?
Yeah.
What can I do? You know? And that's always a hard question because sometimes we just want to do what we feel is easy. Because like for words of affirmation, it's going to be easy to be like, I love you. And while for you, it might be like, I. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't come naturally. It might be a little bit harder to express your feelings in that way, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes I think everyone can benefit from someone in their life just being like, oh, you're stressed today, or you look like you're doing a lot. How can I help? What can I do for you? And I think that can sort of
good stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other little nuggets?
Little nuggets. I was inspired by her talk about PR.
Yeah.
And especially because, well, first of all, her energy does reflect her being a PR person.
Yes.
Either that or a therapist. I was going to ask her, I should go into therapy, girl.
It need to be a little bit of both, because we've had some conversations. Like, let's just talk about it.
Right, because I feel like, I just feel like it takes a strong person to be able to be around so many energies and for their job to be the extrovert for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you mentioned, like she would introduce you to people and be like, you know what, I'm your wing woman. I got you.
That's what she is. Like, I get to enjoy the event. I get to go to the event, sit at a table, eat the food, and she never sits down. Like she's always up, and then she'll text me, "Hey, I need you over here." And then I walk over there, and she's like, "Hey, this is so and so. This is Adrienne. She does this, blah blah blah," and she just lets us do it.
That's amazing.
It's so great. And then I get to go back, and then when we're done, I get to go sit back down and enjoy dinner with my brother because of the event in Dallas. And she just makes it so great. But I'll tell you what I liked. I liked the question that you asked, which can be relevant for our viewers. But if you can't afford, no, two good questions. So one, if you can't afford it right now, or you're not at the phase of your life where you feel like you necessarily need one right now, what can you do? And the networking, she said, is
It's key.
It's key. And I used to avoid that a lot because I'm an introvert. And here in Atlanta, we have events like 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. So many events that we can go to. And I would not go to any of them. I didn't really put value on them. And even when I was in the tech space, I didn't like going to those events, hanging out with those people. I just didn't like doing it. I didn't see the value in it. But now I really do see it, and it's all in the connections, just like she said. So what happened yesterday at this event that I really didn't want to go to, mostly because Adrienne wasn't going to be there. Like, okay, I'm going by myself. Like, where are you? Yeah, that's my girl. And at the event, I saw a lady that I was on the panel with a couple of weeks ago, and the moderator is someone that we want to work with for Sustainable Fashion Week here in Atlanta. Wow. She's the sweetest lady, and we have been like playing email tag, right? Okay, so it was great just to see. And so now because of that, I sent her an email afterwards. We hugged it out, beautiful. Sent her an email this morning or last night. She responded. We've been meeting on Tuesday, and hopefully we're going to be able to do the hair for the models for Sustainable Fashion Week.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Right?
That's beautiful. Oh,
right? Gosh. And that is the power of networking.
Maybe we could put some of that. So is she a designer or what is she?
I think she's the creative force behind the event,
wow,
if I'm not mistaken.
That's huge.
It's a big deal.
And that wouldn't have happened if you didn't reach out. Yeah, so for me, I'm very, I guess like mother like daughter, honestly, but I'm the same way. I would go to a lot of art events, and the biggest thing I would struggle with was not putting my art up on the wall, but really talking to other people, and because it's really hard to just, and I think it's because I have this. You know, there's people who look at the glass either half full or half empty, right? And I'm more of a half empty kind of gal. I'm working on it, okay? But, you know, self-awareness is key. I don't...
Why is the glass empty? Why are you thirsty? Why you drink so much? What's happening?
So, and it's so funny because I would talk... Hannah's like the opposite of me. She's a half glass full person. So for me... And I think it's honestly maybe just like childhood trauma, not being accepted, going up to people wanting to be their friend, but they don't want to be my friend.
Right.
So I think some of that plays a part in like being in these situations because adults are way nicer than kids. And so, you know, I'm afraid that I'm going to be rejected. Yeah. I'm afraid that they're not going to want to talk to me or connect with me. But the thing is, every single time I do talk to someone, like they're super nice. Right. They're like, you know what I mean? No, I haven't experienced, especially if they're in a situation where it is a social event, they're there to be social. And chances are there is a person who may look like they're antisocial who's just shy and waiting for someone to talk to them and notice them. Everybody wants to be seen. Right. So I think, because I feel like there's plenty of introverts who have this fear of putting themselves out there and being noticed. And I think for me, the fear does stem from rejection.
Right, right.
So
I had your next action item. I didn't mean, you know I do this to you.
Your big ass smile. Like, what are you conjuring?
So you got to go to some events.
I do. And the thing is, I want to do more like something that I really look up to. I want to find more, I don't know how to explain it. There's like these events that like, a lot of influencers will go to sort of like network. And I want to be, I mean, I am an artist, you know what I mean? So I don't mind doing art events, but I want to go to other events with people who are doing things I'm doing, like YouTube and Instagram.
Content
creation type stuff. Like that's like, and I've always admired people who like show up, that they're at these different events, but I've never known how to really like get into it, you know what I mean?
We're gonna do it.
So we're gonna have to figure, I don't know where to start, maybe just Googling.
We're gonna Google,
going down a rabbit hole.
Yes, we're gonna find some here in Atlanta. We know they're out there,
especially
and the weather's nice. Now, gotta be. These are our action items.
I feel like it's all about knowing about the event and then just going. Like it's not.
And what you'll see is the same thing what we were talking about. You'll see that the same, like, especially when you find your people. You're at the same events, and so you get to know. That's how you get to know people. Like, oh, I know you for so. That's how it happens.
And to be fair, it's happened with a lot of art events. That's how I've been able to make a lot of art friends in Atlanta. And because we'll be at one show, and then we're at the next show. You know, we're all following the same pages and stuff. But I think it's just tapping into that social media aspect, because not every artist optimizes social media in the way of like in the same way, right?
Yeah.
And so it'd be really cool to like get to know, because you can get like how your Instagram reels are inspired, how you're inspired by what's her name?
Oh, by Operation Nikki.
Yeah,
that's
Operation Nikki. You know what I mean?
You,
so it doesn't have to just be in the art field, but you can be inspired by literally anyone and apply what you learn from them and apply those contacts to like your own business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how you're like, oh, I want to do an ASMR video.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's something I guess that is my action item.
That's your action item. Yeah. It's so good. And so you can help viewers figure out like what to search for. How to find the events and then how to get ready for the events. What I was going to say too is a really great idea that I have. So if you feel nervous going to these events by yourself, get you a wingman. Like maybe it's me, maybe it's owning. But like I was saying, you know, the best part of Adrienne, I mean, there's so many great things with her, but one thing that I really value at the events is that she makes the introductions for me. And so if you have an extroverted friend that will be there, be like the social butterfly, meet people, and then be like, "Oh, Sydney, you gotta know her. She just so and Sydney does so. I can do the exact same thing.
You know who's like that? Jason's like that. He's not even like, you know, it's love when it's like this. He's not an extroverted person, but he will become one just because he sees potential in that situation. Yeah. And it's like, hey, you should know this person.
See, that's so perfect.
Yeah, so it's perfect. So I feel like that he will be my wingman, or you will, because you're very Virgo and to the point. Yeah. Like, let's go do it.
So this is great. It's a good action item.
It's a good action item. Cool. I think Adrienne will be proud.
She will be proud.
She will, and maybe I can still, I don't know if she would willingly give away this information, but because I was going to ask, you know, again, I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
But like if she knows of places to just start when it comes to like specifically social media
type of events. Why don't you ask her? I'll give you her number. You can text her afterwards and see what she says. But this is a really great thing and the perfect time of year to be doing, because we're all about the outside events.
We are. It's getting warm. The trees are flowering and
this is our home jam here in the South.
Girl, it is our time. Like, if you're not here, where are you?
Where are you?
Where are you?
Cool, good stuff. Love it so much.
All right, chat soon. Chat soon.
Hello, my loves. So something I've been really interested in lately is trying to be part of some local branded events, because I feel like that would be really, really fun in regards to like networking, meeting other people who maybe like creating content like I do or art like I do. And so that's just been on the goal of mine, because I've seen other artists and other content creators going to these events and they seem super fun, and just I want to be a part of them. So I found some videos on YouTube that gave some super cool tips that I wanted to share with you. And so let me show you the videos that I watched. On YouTube, I searched up how to go to branded events, and I landed on these top 3 videos, which were super helpful. Really, these two were the most helpful. This one, the beginning portion of it, was really, really helpful with like providing resources on how to find PR agencies and how to reach out to them, and some Facebook groups. And this one was just really helpful with reiterating some things and letting me know the importance of hashtag and having your location in your bio. So yeah, let me share some notes that I have from watching these videos. Okay, so I wanted to share some of my notes that I took from these videos, these super helpful videos. Okay. So first is, don't be afraid to Google PR agencies in your area. Tell me why this is like the most obvious thing, but it felt so intimidating for me. I didn't even think of it. It didn't even come to mind. I didn't even know where to start. So start off by Googling. It's a good idea, and you'll find people specifically in your area and the brands that they are associated with. So that's something I'm definitely going to do. Next thing is, go ahead and look up some Facebook groups. Austin actually shared a few Facebook groups that would be super helpful, and they go as follows: the Influencer Collective, Freelancing Females, Reward Style Bloggers, boss girl bloggers, and the influencer group chat. So those are something I'm going to keep in mind, but I'm also going to take some time to look for ones that maybe are more specific to creatives, whether it's art, music, but things that are a little bit more niche, because I feel like that's something that I would be able to fit into a little bit more, especially like visual art. Something else that I believe Kaya mentioned in her video was to make some friends. And that's so important. And as an introvert, it's something that I am lacking on, especially like local friends in my area. So who do exactly what I do, which is like make art and post content. So I have like a few, but I could do better, okay? I could do better at putting myself out there and engaging and interacting with people. And yeah, I need to start doing that because I'm always so afraid. So that's something that I'm going to try to do, or I am going to do. We are setting that in stone. I'm going to do that. Something else is you can also look on LinkedIn to find PR agencies, PR managers, and that's a really good idea because you can find those people who are in your area. Also, there's this site apparently called PR News Wire that can be a resource for you too, or for me and you if you're doing it too. But that can be a really good resource as well. And then after you have all of your contacts, it's time to actually email them. And so in the email, Austin mentioned that you want to have like a 1-sentence pitch that just shares what you do. You want to mention that the brand that you're interested in and that they work with. You want to be asked to be added to their email list of some sort, and then maybe link some example content so they can see your content style, or if it's relevant to the brands that they work with, that could also be a thing. So some other tips which that I found from both of these videos were to make sure that your location is in your bio, which is like the most obvious thing, but it's not in my bio, guys. Like, I don't think anybody knows where I am. So that's something I'm going to do right now. And then use location hashtags, which I didn't even think about. Like for me, I live in Atlanta, so Atlanta artists, Metro Atlanta artists, Atlanta creative, Black creative in Atlanta, stuff like that. So people can actually find me, and so I can actually maybe get invited to these events beyond emailing. And finally, one awesome tip that Kaya gave was to possibly host your own event, which is so scary for me. Like, what? Be a host? Me? Me hosting? Nah. But no, honestly, maybe that's an opportunity. Like that was a really good one, because when you don't see things in your market, it's room for you to be a trailblazer in that market. So that's something I'm definitely going to keep in mind, because I think it would be fun to host a little artsy experience, like where different creatives can come through and we can just be creative together. So this is what I learned. I thought it was super fun. It was an honor to share this with you, and I hope this was really helpful. Okay, so we are on my page. I don't know why I'm singing that, but I just did it. Anyway, so we're about to go ahead and add in my location. Let's see. Where do I add this? Oh, okay. Name, username, pronouns, bio, links, business address. So we'll just do city, town. What? There's an Atlanta, Missouri? Guys, there's so many Atlantas. Atlanta, Georgia. All right, done. Save. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, it's right there, guys. It's right there. Oh, man. Okay, we added it.
Let me tell you.
Deep breath in.
As a woman, I love to be celebrated, but Women's History Month was a lot for me.
Why?
Because I had so many speaking engagements.
Yeah.
I had a lot. I was super busy. Like every weekend there was, and even during the week, there was something going on. I love it so much because I love our community, and supporting other women is amazing. But I'm an introvert, so it's just a little bit draining. And I'm behind on a lot of tasks because of that too, but it's also good.
And you were traveling because you're so
I
fabulous.
know.
Going
She's
to
giving
different states and
famous.
stuff.
She's giving
Yes, she's giving
famous.
celeb.
It was good though. It was good. So, but I'm glad that things are getting back to normal and back into a routine. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm a little bit sleepy.
The gym. Yeah. So for you guys, so Sydney and I usually try to go. Sydney, you were on the road going like every day for a minute.
Yeah, I was going like 4 days a week. I would make a goal of going 4 days a week.
Yeah.
But last week, I just did Pilates at home.
Yeah. We cheated last week.
Yeah, so getting back to the gym, it felt good, but I felt energized at first, but now I'm kind of tired.
A little tired.
I could use a nap, but it's a good way to start my day because I feel like if I don't go to the gym, it gives me an excuse to sleep longer.
Yeah, right. The gym does do a good jump start for sure.
Yeah.
And all the endorphins, you can feel it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm proud of us for doing that. And I'm so proud of my no caffeine routine.
I don't know how you do that, girl. Woo! None?
Very rare.
It's giving healthy.
Yes. So my husband, shout out to Caffeine Free Coke. My husband goes and hunts those down for me. And I found some decent decaf coffee. Took me a couple of tries, lots of reviews. Found a good decaf coffee. So now I'm only having caffeine like maybe once or twice a week. Like we had caffeine this morning at the gym, which gives us that little extra boost. But for most of the day, most days, there's no caffeine.
That could be why I'm feeling tired too, because of the caffeine, and then you have your little crash. But I'm so proud of you though. You're doing so good.
I am proud of myself too. And I haven't had headaches like I thought I would either, which is good. All right, girl, but that's not why we're here. Let's talk about it. This is follow-up from
PR.
Man.
I was looking. Okay, so it was actually a little bit of a journey to get here. So you don't just go. You don't just show up at the events, okay? Like, I feel like in the last part where we're together, I was like, yeah, I just want to figure out how you just go, like arrive.
Right.
No, so
okay, explain.
Especially for, I guess, the type of events I want to be a part of, they need to know
that you're coming.
That you're coming, that you exist.
And that you exist.
You need to be like invited to these.
Oh, oh no! It's giving high school.
It's giving like God, you didn't get an invitation. I'm feeling a little left out. Like
slighted.
Yeah. So I did some research and I went on to the U of Tube and I decided to look up how to go to like brand events because I just see people going to like TikTok events, Instagram events, but even just like other like brand events and stuff, and it seems like a lot of fun. And I wrote down in my notes some tips.
Okay.
So step 1 is to find a PR agencies or companies in your area. And these PR companies, they're not like Adrienne, who's like a PR agent.
She is a publicist, but yeah,
not a publicist. These are people who work with these big brands. So when these big brands are coming to like, let's say Atlanta, because that's where we are, these agents, these companies are there like helping set up the event, inviting the people who are coming.
They're like event planners.
Yeah, they're the ones like taking over, like, the event. So so you have to find some companies that you can almost like reaching out for brand deals so that you can like reach out and be like, hey, this is what I do. This is the type of content I make. And if you have any events happening, I would like you to keep me in mind.
Yeah.
There's also some Facebook groups that like that are for influencers. That's where I have like resources and stuff. So some that I found from the YouTube videos was the Influencer Collective, Freelancing Females, Reward Style Bloggers. So just a few different ones.
Okay.
Boss Girl Bloggers, the influencer group chat. And then there's also the PR Newswire. I think that's a website where you can also get more like in-depth news and also get insights on like clients, events, stuff that's going on, like agencies.
All right.
Like that. Then you can also look on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So they're all about finding, because first you need to get invited to these events.
Okay.
That's like the biggest thing.
It's
all about finding these different people. You sound overwhelmed.
Yeah, I didn't know it was this involved.
It's this involved. Now I get why some people, but here's the thing. guys.
Oh, let's pause real quick and acknowledge that Alice is back again. Because I realize that you guys are going to see her. So Alice is my 9-year-old, and she's on spring break. Wave out. There you go. Okay, carry on. It's like it's not a figment of your imagination.
Like there is someone
bad. There's actually someone bad. Like, why is no one saying it?
Right.
Am I the one seeing the child? Okay, go ahead.
So that's why, you see people, yes. It's like people are invited to these events because they either have reached out and let certain agencies know that they exist and the type of content that they make, and then they get invited.
Yeah.
Or the agencies find them and invite them.
And
a good example is I was invited to like this Black Amazon event, but it was in California.
Okay.
So
Got you.
Can't go.
Yeah.
I wish I could go. So then you want to contact them.
All right.
Talk about yourself, mention the brand, like the brand that you're interested in, that they work with.
Right.
Ask to be added to their email list. And then link some examples of the type of content you made. Okay. And then some other tips were to, like, which I didn't do, which is so simple, is to make sure that in your bio you have your location where you are at. Okay. Because a lot of times people are going to look up that location to find content creators that can come to certain events
to cover them,
and they can't do that if they don't know where you are. And chances are people generally won't know where you are unless you tell them where you are, right? Second thing is using location hashtags on your posts. So like Atlanta artist, Atlanta influencer, because that way when agencies find people, they'll oftentimes look up local hashtags to sort of bring people in. Right. Also make creator friends. I feel like that was a cool one. And another one was to host your own event, which I thought was really cute. Like hosting your own little creator event, but you need to do that. But you need to make friends before you host your event, or else you're gonna be
got it. So are you done? No.
So that's like, those are the steps that like I need to take. Okay. In order, and doing this made me realize I need to expand my content a little bit.
All right. Tell me what you think.
So I love like showing off my art, and I'm going to keep doing that, but like maybe adding into my strategy a little bit more lifestyle stuff into there, because I feel like art is so like, and don't get me wrong, like the reason I'm inspired is because I've seen artists get into like these events and stuff like that.
I remember you mentioned certain artists that have these brand deals. Like, how do they do this? They don't have any followers.
No, she had a
it was her with the Mustang. Yes,
and,
but now we're seeing.
But she had like 60,000 followers, but was a Mustang partner.
Yeah.
So, and she's also been invited to all these different events as well.
And she's probably doing these things.
Yes, she's probably doing these things, or has an agent doing these things for her, right? Yeah. And so, like, that's
now we know.
But now I know, like, there's a whole nother behind the scenes thing that's going on. But even the simple stuff of having the hashtags will help you at least get into the door to like network and stuff, right? Yeah. So I did a little bit of research of a couple. I didn't get, because you used to do so much reading. Sometimes I'll look up Atlanta PR agencies, and some that aren't even Atlanta will pop up. I'm like, why are you here? I'm not looking for you. Why are you in Massachusetts? We're showing up. But I found a couple. So one is called Brave. They're in Atlanta. I took down their website, their email, and I also mentioned what brands I was interested that they worked with, right? Because I'm getting into my fitness era. I thought Planet Fitness was cool. Yeah. They work with Louis Vuitton. Yeah. And they also work with Smartwater. Oh, and nice. I want to mention that some influencers I follow, such as what is her name? Her name's Garbo, but she used to run a ceramic studio. I forgot the name of her studio now. But she used to do just like plain ceramics, and during that time, she was doing stuff with like deodorant and like like different types of stuff that wasn't really related to like to ceramics, but she made it related to ceramics. You know what I mean? So I thought that was really interesting. And then there's also Matter, which is located in Atlanta as well. Got their email, got their website, and then who they've worked with JBL, which I thought was a really cool one. JBL? JBL is like the speaker.
Oh yeah,
and headphones company.
Yeah.
So I thought that would be kind of cool because I feel like they're already really artsy in a way.
And that ties in well.
Yeah, because music inspires art. So I felt like that could
natural
become a thing. So so that's some research I did. I thought it was going to be way easier than this.
Right. Okay, so you've already reached out to these?
No.
Okay.
More of like I'm gathering all the ones that I can find, writing down what I'm interested in, and then I'll reach out.
Then you do the reach outs. Interesting. This is fascinating. Now, were you able to see if there were any events coming up that for the brands that they work with?
No. So I think like maybe I didn't do enough research just yet. But like on their website, it really doesn't show like on these agencies' website, it didn't really show like what events they have coming up or anything like that. But I'm wondering if like the Facebook influencing pages, or even if I found their Instagram pages, like the agency's Instagram pages, if I were to see if they had any events in the past, you know?
Got you.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
it's really interesting, but it makes a lot of sense to me, because it makes sense why random or seemingly random companies are partnering with artists and like
and vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does it make you feel, Mom?
It makes me feel like we should do a part 3.
Yeah, like I actually, because I need more time to actually like get all my things, and then maybe email, and then who knows how fast I can hear back from someone to see, okay, I put you on the list, or you're doing something a little silly.
So why don't we have a part 3 where you actually finish getting your list together and reach out to them and see what their responses are. Also, and do you feel like you did enough of the action? So have you updated you did that part? Okay.
I updated that, and then on my future reels, I'm going to do the hashtag
Atlanta or whatever. Let's see how it pans out. I'm curious. Like, now I'm invested.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I mean, I want, if this is the key, man, because like the thing about it is, it's like these events aren't supposed to like make you money, but they can get you in the door to connect you with certain people. And it can get you into having certain brand partnerships.
And just like Adrienne, I don't know if she mentioned it during our podcast, but she was talking about like once you're in the circle, like on their list, then they know to reach out to you. So, and it's all about making that connection, just like we were talking about with the Sustainable Fashion Week of Atlanta, getting in those circles. So this is a way to get into the circles.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I thought it was really, really interesting.
It is interesting. And yeah, like for some reason, I was thinking that there would, like if you want to work with, like with Smart Water, for instance, and you could just look up. And maybe you can also, Sydney. So here's what I want you to do too, if I can expand on your action items.
Of course. Mom.
Okay. So right now you have 3 agencies, right? Or you have 2 agencies, and you have a list of who they work with.
Yeah.
I want you to look up each one of those brands and see, and like say events, like, like Smart Water events or whatever events, and just see, and then go to their websites too and see if you can sign up for those also. Maybe you can tag team them.
Yeah, maybe. At the same time. A good idea. Yeah. I think honestly, part of me does feel like my first step, which is what I can do now, is start making blending my art content with lifestyle content, right? There was this thing that I keep hearing on social media, which is like, you want to become the niche. And I feel like that's really, really key, because this is the company's name. Gargo's company was Grumpy Kid Studio. Okay.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
So started off as like, the ceramics that she made being the focus, but slowly she became the niche. So when she closed down her studio, she was able to do whatever she wants. Yeah. Keep her partnerships. You know what I mean? And kind of like I think there's a beauty of becoming the niche, and maybe that's something that I should consider doing. Yeah. Still like art's my life, so obviously have it all be surrounded by art. Right. But like, what if I threw in a skincare thing? Like, spend the day with me. So yeah, exactly. Be like, boom, I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Went to gym. Now going to work like on my actual stuff. Show myself, work on my actual stuff. You know what I mean? Like, people do that, like day in the life, as a full-time artist, right? Or whatever. Right. So
And that's an easy way to get into it about like, get ready with me, spend the day with me, or how I plan my day type of situation.
Yeah. I think it's like
that's a good place to start.
Doing those will be a good place to start, seeing how it resonates with my audience and then going from there. But it also helps you like get to know the person a little bit more, you know? Yeah. So I think that's something that I'm going to try to implement to slowly be able to feel, because right now it almost doesn't feel right to reach out to these companies.
And you haven't put any of that sort of content up?
Where maybe they can't see like how their stuff will mesh with my stuff. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
It's just about developing a portfolio and sort of shifting into that. So I think I need to
Now, let me ask you this on another note. I know that you had a brand deal with your
heat press,
with the heat press company. Do you ever, because let's think about it for a second. When you are filming your reels, do you ever show any of the other pieces of technology or things that you use? Like even when you did your YouTube video, you show like
my iPad,
your iPad,
Procreate, and my Apple Pencil.
So maybe, I mean, you can look to see if I would think about it for a second and think about, or maybe watch back through some reels that you have done and things that you have shown, and then see if those brands have anything coming up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because, like, I wonder, so I know that Adobe does stuff. Like, they've definitely paid people to do, like, tutorials or whatever. Like, they've done paid partnerships with artists, but I don't use Adobe as much as I use Procreate.
But
so I wonder if Procreate does stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to do some research and see.
Check that out, because that may be a more natural tie-in, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, good information, though.
Yeah. So if anybody here was looking into that,
that's
there you go.
That's how you do it. And it's not quite as simple as we thought, but it's still attainable.
It's one of those things where like you'll be happy that you did.
Right.
Don't expect like immediate reactions, like reaching out to a brand. It takes time to get someone to actually respond, but when they do, you get that product and they're happy with the content that you build and you build a relationship, you'll be happy that you had the courage to reach out and do the research. And so it's one of those things.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Good information. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching and listening. Hopefully those tips were helpful, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you for listening to Leaf Notes. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and drop a like and a comment letting us know what your takeaway was. And if you're just listening, head over to social media after taking a screenshot and tag us letting us know what your takeaway was. If you want to give us a rating, head over to your favorite podcast app and give us a 5-star rating or let us know what you think. This will help us connect with more business owners and creatives just like you. And with that being said, we hope that your business takes root and grows, and we'll see you next time.